In the spring of 1985, Coca-Cola made a decision that would shock the world. After nearly a century of being America's favorite soft drink, the company announced it was changing its classic formula. The news hit headlines everywhere, leaving loyal Coke drinkers confused and even outraged. Why would a company mess with such a beloved product? Today, we're diving into the story behind this bold move, exploring what led Coca-Cola to take such a risky step and why it quickly became one of the most infamous marketing blunders in history. For decades, Coca-Cola was more than just a drink, it was a symbol of American culture. From the iconic glass bottles to the classic red and white logo, Coke was everywhere. The company's marketing campaigns were legendary and the taste was instantly recognizable. But beneath the surface, competition was brewing. Pepsi was gaining ground, especially among younger consumers. The so-called cola wars were heating up, and Coca-Cola executives were feeling the pressure to stay on top. By the early 1980s, Pepsi was making serious moves. Their Pepsi Challenge campaign invited people to taste test Coke and Pepsi side by side. To Coca-Cola's dismay, many tasters preferred Pepsi's sweeter flavor. This campaign was a public relations win for Pepsi and a wake-up call for Coke. Executives worried that their brand was losing its edge, especially with younger drinkers. Something had to be done to reclaim the throne. Faced with declining market share, Coca-Cola's leadership made a radical choice: change the formula. After months of secret taste tests and research, they developed a new, sweeter version of Coke. Internally, the company believed this was the answer to Pepsi's challenge. They were so confident, they decided to completely replace the original formula with the new one. The plan was bold, but the risks were enormous. On April 23, 1985, Coca-Cola unveiled New Coke to the world. The company launched a massive advertising campaign promising a better taste and a new era for Coke. At first, some people were curious and even excited to try the new version. But as soon as the original Coke disappeared from shelves, the backlash began. Loyal fans felt betrayed, and the company was about to face a storm of criticism. Almost overnight, Coca-Cola's phone lines were flooded with complaints. People wrote angry letters, started petitions, and even began hoarding the last cans of the original formula. News outlets covered the outrage, and talk shows debated the decision. For many, Coke wasn't just a drink, it was a part of their identity. The company had underestimated the emotional connection people had with the classic taste. Coca-Cola's research had shown that people preferred the new formula in blind taste tests, but what the company missed was the power of nostalgia and brand loyalty. Taste is about more than just flavor, it's tied to memories and emotions. The backlash wasn't just about the drink, it was about losing something familiar and comforting. This was a lesson in how brands are woven into people's lives. Coca-Cola's marketing team had expected excitement, but instead they faced a PR disaster. The company's advertisements, which had once inspired joy and unity, now seemed out of touch. People didn't want a new Coke, they wanted their Coke. The backlash grew so intense that it became a cultural phenomenon, with comedians and late-night hosts poking fun at the company's blunder. Despite the initial curiosity, sales of new Coke quickly dropped. Supermarkets reported that customers were demanding the return of the original formula. Some bottlers even threatened to stop carrying Coke altogether. The company realized that their bold experiment was backfiring and the financial consequences were mounting. It was clear that something had to change fast. Coca-Cola's leadership began to listen more closely to their customers. They realized that the outcry wasn't just noise, it was a passionate plea for the return of something beloved. Executives held emergency meetings and debated their next move. The company's hotline became a symbol of the crisis, with thousands of calls pouring in every day. The message was clear: bring back the original Coke. Just 79 days after launching New Coke, Coca-Cola made a dramatic announcement. The original formula was coming back. The company called it Coca-Cola Classic, and shelves were soon restocked with the familiar taste. The public's reaction was overwhelming, people celebrated and sales soared. The return of the classic formula became a story of redemption, and Coca-Cola regained its place in the hearts of consumers. The New Coke fiasco became a case study in marketing classes around the world. It showed that even the biggest brands can make mistakes when they lose touch with their customers. The lesson was clear: never underestimate the power of tradition and emotional connection. Coca-Cola's willingness to admit its mistake and listen to its fans ultimately saved the brand. After the return of Coca-Cola Classic, the company's sales surged and the brand's reputation was restored. Some even speculated that the whole fiasco was a clever marketing ploy, though Coca-Cola has always denied this. The episode became a part of pop culture, referenced in movies, TV shows, and business books. The company had turned a disaster into a legendary comeback. Today, Coca-Cola remains one of the world's most recognizable brands. The company has continued to innovate, introducing new flavors and products, but the classic formula remains at the heart of its identity. The new Coke story serves as a reminder of the importance of listening to customers and respecting tradition. It's a lesson that still resonates in the business world. The story of New Coke is more than just a tale of a failed product. It's a powerful lesson in brand loyalty, customer connection, and the risks of change. Coca-Cola's experience shows that even the most successful companies must stay in tune with their audience. In the end, the company's willingness to admit its mistake and return to its roots turned a blunder into a triumph. And that's why the New Coke saga remains one of the most fascinating stories in business history.